Welcome to another meeting of TV Holics Anonymous. Welcome to another meeting of TV Holics Anonymous. My name is Ruru and I am a TV holic. Mimi's not here, it's just me. I'm hopefully going to try and set something up for Mimi so she can make some podcast episodes by herself, because I know it's just me by myself normally. She's got shows that she watches that she wants to talk about, but technically we can't do that because we're having some technical difficulties and she's not that technical. So I have to try and set something up for her because she wants to make some episodes, like I said, and I will be helping her sort that situation out. So we'll have a lot more content for you pretty soon. Well, not pretty soon, coming up eventually. Before we start, we really need you guys to give us 5-star ratings on whatever you're listening to this podcast on. It really helps us and we'd be so thankful, and we can make more content for you because we just want to know that you guys are listening and that you like it and it's something that you want us to continue with. With that being said, we're also on social media, so follow us on that as well. So now I've got that all out of the way, I just want to talk about Salt Lake City in this episode because I know the season's over, but I have a lot of thoughts on this. It might be a short episode, but I just want to say that this season has been horrific for me. I had to force myself to watch it. It's been so toxic, and I feel like all the women on this show are so unlikable, and they all have an horrible, evil side to them. I can't root for anyone. The thing that I like about watching Housewives and Bravo TV shows is there's normally someone that you want to root for. And I can't seem to find that person to root for on this particular show. And that is troubling. That's troubling because it makes the actual episodes and the entire show difficult to palate. It's difficult to watch and difficult to empathize with anyone. You want to be able to empathize with someone and you want to be able to hate someone. And it's not making much sense to me why they want us to hate the entire cast. And it's also not making any sense to me why the entire cast is so toxic. I feel like the people that I can't even understand yet. Basically, I can't understand the people that want or people that like this show and want more from this show. It makes me sick watching it. It makes me absolutely sick. And I think it's an accurate, representation of America today. Everyone is so toxic and evil right now because of what's going on in the country. It's showing the American true colors, I guess. It's just making me feel sick watching that show. There's nothing good about it. I used to like Angie, but she was bullying quite a lot on this show as well. So this season, and I didn't like that. And there's no one else that I like. Mary's in a cult, running a cult, and everyone just wants to toss that to the side because they like Mary's quirky ways this season and that she's best friends with Angie. And I don't understand why we're just pushing that to the side. So she's not a nice person, running a cult and taking money off from her congregation, basically. And then there is also, what's her name? Whitney Rose. Okay, Whitney Rose. Definitely, she's in some kind of Mormon wife situation. Secret Lives of the Mormon Wives situation, as in she is, swinging, and she wanted to bring it up. She thought she had the opportunity to bring it up on the show with Bronwyn when Bronwyn was kind of opening up about her life, but she didn't. But they both didn't really. They kind of went backwards, tried to open up about it, and then they decided to abandon ship, which was annoying. That was one of the interesting points of the season, and they didn't develop that story. Stupid. I can't. And then I can't stand her. I can't stand that weird hamster guy that she's with as well. He looks like a hamster. That old man that she decided to marry, Justin. Yeah, And she decided to marry him because she's got daddy issues, and that's why she married an old man. Then, and the other person who has daddy issues on this show that married another old man, her granddad, is Mary, okay? Another daddy issue. And then who else has daddy issues? Oh, Bronwyn has daddy issues. She also married her dad, okay? Basically, a man old enough to be her dad. I can't remember his name. I want to say Tim, but it's not Tim. Todd, that's it, Todd. And then, who else? So Heather is a person, along with Bronwyn, that I cannot stand on this cast the most. I definitely feel like she thinks she's Kyle Richards of this show, and she is basically the boss, and everything has to go Heather's way or the highway. And I'm sick and tired of Heather. Heather Gay has to go. She has to be fired. She is unpalatable. I cannot take a moment of her on TV much longer. She is not interesting to watch. She never shares anything about her real life. There's nothing interesting. We never see anything about her dating, which would be interesting if she showed that. That would keep her on the show, in my eyes, for one more season. But she's just so evil and toxic, and I cannot handle it any longer. There's always like a standard for her and a standard for everyone else, and she feels like she's like the moral police. Basically, she's like policing the show, and it's like terrible. She's not even doing a good job like pushing any storylines forward or anything. Like all she does is yell and shout, and then it was so gross how she's like draping herself all over, like, you know, throwing herself all over Captain Jason, who was clearly not interested, and then claiming that she slept with him everywhere, like on Watch What Happens Live. I think she's talked about it in various other publications and stuff. Like, it's just gross. Like, stop being so desperate and gross. I can't. She's a beautiful woman, and I'm sure she has nice qualities about her, and I don't understand. I'm sure all these women have nice qualities about them, but they've become so evil and toxic together on this show, and they feel like this is like what's giving them great ratings. It probably is, but it's not something I want to continue to watch, because it's really like stressful to watch people bullying others like constantly. And I see this as like a narrative on all Bravo shows. It's getting really toxic and nasty, and I don't like it. And it's kind of really putting me off Bravo, and I'm kind of forcing myself to go through these episodes. I had to force myself, like I said before, to sit and watch every single episode of Salt Lake City, and the worst bit was a reunion. No one really took any accountability for anything. I can't stand Brittany, and her stupid relationship, on and off again relationship with Jared, or whatever his name is. He doesn't like you, and he's just using you to be on the show. And I hope she understands that and works on her relationship with her daughters, because clearly she's not a good mom. All she cares about is being in a relationship and having male attention. You don't need male attention. You need to work on your relationship with your kids and make up for all the bad things that you've done to them, because it's going to be too late pretty soon, because I don't think they'll want you pretty soon. They'll wake up and realize that they don't need like a toxic, stupid mother like you. And then it'll be too late for you, and no one's going to sympathize with you because you're an idiot. Next, I'm going to move on to what's her name? The Greek one. Angie. I think it's enough of Angie's Greekness. Like, she keeps talking about the Greek stuff, and they went to Greece and blah 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 and being Greek. I think her daughter's had enough of it. The cast hasn't had enough of it, and the viewers, especially me, have had enough of it. Okay, find something else to talk about. That can't be your whole identity as a human being. It's not even, you weren't even born there. Like, as in, you have your dad was born there, but you have no real connection to it apart from your father and your mother. It just stop. And you're driving your like a wedge between you and your daughter because she is like really embarrassed of you for like being this person on the show that keeps talking about Greek this and Greek that. Like, can't she see what she's doing? She's like destroying her relationship with her daughter. Also, Angie's quite boring. Like, I like her like comebacks. She's got a sharp tongue, and I like that. But she has been bullying a lot this season, especially she's been bullying Lisa and what's her face? Brittany. I think everyone on the cast has had a hand in bullying Brittany, and I think it's been disgusting. It's disgusting because yes, she's annoying and like stupid, but it's low hanging fruit and you don't need to go for her. It's just like, why would you go for like basically it's like an injured animal, like trying like attacking an injured animal. It's like it's horrible. And I don't want to see it. Like I don't enjoy watching people being bullied on my television screen. We watch these shows to like relax and get away from, you know, like stressful situations in life, like everything that's currently going on in the world and the new world order and all that stuff. And we don't want to see people being toxic because there's already enough toxicity in the world, like I said before. Who else do I not want to see? Bronwyn. I have so much to say about Bronwyn. She's a liar, so we can't believe anything that she says. She's now moved on. Apparently, she's dumped Todd and she's with some other younger guy, someone who's younger than her now. And she's still talking about the way she talks and the way she's like so calculated. It's kind of like terrifying, as in she feels like a really evil, toxic, calculated person. And I don't think she needs the platform like Bravo. And also, I don't want to watch someone who you can never tell if they're like telling the truth or not. You can't really maintain any kind of like for a person who is a liar, and you can't also like trust them as a cast member. Like, what kind of relationship can she form on the show with any of these women? Because if you're constantly lying, and another problem that she has is that she just goes from one person tells her something and then she just goes and like twists it and like like spits it out to the rest of the group, and like but not the actual information. Like, she twisted the thing about Meredith having seizures and like what Brittany said and made riled up. She just basically uses information against people and puts a spin on it to kind of like make other cast members hate that cast member. And she's basically the one who made Meredith get into, you know, she riled up Meredith and caused that whole like scene on the plane for Meredith to bully the crap out of Brittany on the plane. And then she just kind of washed her hands of it and like, I wasn't involved, I didn't do it, kind of situation. But she was heavily involved in that situation, and I thought that was really gross. And then she just took no responsibility really for it, and I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. I know she did say that, I'm sorry for the part that I played, but she's not really sorry, and she continues to do it. I thought it was gross how she was like, oh, I don't want to sleep in the same room as her, and I'm gonna sleep outside, and like I can't sleep in the same room as Brittany because I'm so disgusted by her. I'm disgusted by you. You married a creepy old man, and you're a gold digger. Like, what's not disgusting about you, Bronwyn? What else? I thought it was gross how they kept showing scenes of like Angie puking all the time. That was like nasty. No one wants to see like projectile vomit when they're like watching their show and like with a snack. No one wants that. Okay, Bravo, never show us that again. I don't want to see vomit on my screen. I don't think there's anyone else. Have I missed anyone? Oh, Meredith and Lisa. Okay, I love Lisa on TV, on Bravo. She's very interesting. She's very like, you know, egotistical. She's about herself, and the women can't stand that. So naturally, she riles them all up. I don't think she goes out of her way to, you know, like jab at people unless they have come for her in the past or presently coming for her. I think she's happy to plod along in her own world of, you know, like self-centeredness. So I like watching her. She's interesting. She did participate in the bullying of Brittany, so that's what I hated about her this season. But in general, I like watching her. she's more palatable than the other women because she's just like, it's unbelievable how like egotistical she is, like self-centered and like, you know, me personality. And then there's also Meredith Marks. Now, we know that she was heavily bullying, and even in the reunion, she was like going at Brittany quite a lot as well. So I hate that about her. Again, it's low-hanging fruit. Brittany is pretty stupid and pretty like clueless, and there's no need to go after someone like that. There's literally no need. Like, let her be. She's like, she's not worth your, you know, efforts. Point your hatred in a different direction. And I hate the fact that in the reunion, Meredith was trying to victimize herself the entire time and make Brittany seem like a terrible, like, racist. I don't think she's a racist. I think you have to have a few brain cells in your head to, like, you know, have hate for a certain population. I think she just wanted free nails, and she thought she could get free nails, and she could promote in exchange she'd promote that guy. And I don't think she like did any research really or cared about the situation, because she's too, like, again, like, stupid and self-centered and an idiot basically, and she didn't know what she's doing. I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt until I hear something else. Maybe I could be wrong, and maybe Meredith could be right. Who knows? Also, I think that she went really hard for Brittany because of what she said about Seth. And that's the bit that everyone's missing. If Seth wasn't cheating on her, or there's no like cheating rumors, I mean, not cheating rumors, but it wouldn't have hit a nerve like that, and she wouldn't have got so riled up. So there must be some truth behind it, these rumors, and that's why she couldn't handle Brittany bringing it up. So that was interesting. So yeah, hopefully this season they fire. There was no, like, again, there was no accountability for anyone's actions on this show. I think they really need to fire Heather Gay and also Bronwyn. I just can't stand either of those two. They give me anxiety, like, watching them on screen. They're like terrible people, and I don't think they have like any kind of like moral like compass, or like they don't have any like morals or principles in life. They'll just literally do anything for TV, or anything to look great on TV, or for a paycheck or whatever. Just fire them both. I don't want to see them on my screens. No, on my screen, not screens. Not watching on multiple screens at the same time. I don't want to see them on my screen, and they disgust me. I think Andy is pretty like fed up with Salt Lake City cast as well, because of the incredible amounts of toxicity. I can't believe that Bronwyn was given first chair on this reunion. She is like useless on this show. All she does is lie and twist the truth, and like, you know, cause fights and divulge information that was told to her in the like, you know, mutual, like, not on the show. And like, I can't stand people like that. She's very toxic, very calculated, and very evil. And so is Heather Gay. They both need to go. Though that's the recommendation that I give. Get rid of those two. I think the show will be less toxic altogether without those two. I think most of the women are like have got to the point of like terrible toxicity, but that's just my thoughts. I know a lot of people love this show and think it's like the best housewife show on Bravo. I don't think so. I think it's become really like gross and toxic, and they should do something about that, because it's not nice to watch as a viewer. And I don't think I could stomach another season of Salt Lake City if they're going to continue on with the same cast and they don't get rid of Bronwyn and Heather Gay. Those are just my thoughts. And like I said, 5 stars, please. And hopefully I'll be back with Mimi soon. And she's got a lot to say about these shows too. And I'm sure that the shows that I don't want to cover on Bravo because they're getting too like gross and like toxic for me to watch, I think she'll cover them. But I have to set her up with the right situation, technically, so she could make the episodes herself and set it all up, and you know, all that again, share the podcast with others as well. So we just grow our audience, and that way we'll want to make more episodes, because when we don't have like a lot of people like listening or commenting or sharing the podcast, or, you know, like giving us like reviews, 5-star reviews on the podcast, then it kind of is kind of like really discouraging for us. And we want to make good content for you guys, and we want to, you know, have fun with this podcast. And we really did it to just like, you know, spend time together and like chat, because we love chatting about shows, and we wanted to, you know, do something fun. So hope you guys like it. And yeah, we'll be back with another episode pretty soon. Bye.